This is Officer Keen. I'm outside Vault Alpha. Over.
In this video, you're going to learn what the hell a first-person talker actually is. Go west.
Okay, got it.
Amanda, look out!
You're going to hear about how we made a game about singing, shouting,
analysing audio levels,
and knock-knock jokes.
Sure.
You're going to hear our famous seagull impressions.
And we're going to teach you how to steal $7 billion from the world's most powerful oil baron.
We're going under.
I do solemnly pledge.
So I'm Tom, and I'm the lead game designer and head of Godolphin Games.
And I'm Roland, and I wrote and directed Unknown Number with Tom.
And here's our video.
And here are our matching clothes.
Unknown Number, a first-person talker, is a voice-controlled thriller, and it's told entirely through a series of interactive phone calls.
It all starts with a mysterious voicemail from two eco-warriors. They're conducting a heist on the oil rig, and they need your help.
Up already.
Attention all units. Security breach detected.
You hear that? We got a problem.
What number did you dial?
What's going on? Who is it?
This voicemail kickstarts this kind of interactive, immersive puzzle adventure where you've got to use voice commands for pretty much everything
I can't hear you.
and unlock treasure vaults.
$1 billion. Please say you got it. It?
Yes.
Ethan, let's go!
Amanda, look out!
Voice, aside from a few kind of, oddball experiments here and there, and then obviously the infamous Xbox On scenario with Kinect, actually voice has kind of been left by the wayside. It's pretty absent. And so what we wanted to do was essentially, basically try and bring voice control back into the world of games in a meaningful way and kind of present Unknown Number as a kind of a proper first kind of, pillar in the ground of going, this is what voice control can do as a core gameplay mechanic, and kind of really use voice as the primary method of interacting and engaging with an actual game. And, and what better way to do that than, with a mysterious phone call?
Hold on!
As you can hear, no time for chit-chat. Just give us the name of one of the security guards.
You start off, as the kind of the co-conspirator with these two eco-warriors, but you start getting other phone calls from other groups that have a vested interest in this conspiracy and in this heist. And there really is a serious decisions you need to make about whose side are you actually on.
You did something, right? Got us out of that trash compactor in one piece.
You'll have noticed there's a sort of a cartoon character as part of the story, and that's a character we're calling Vox. And essentially Vox, that little tape recorder, cartoon character, is our take on the Google Assistant, the Siri and the Alexa, but really paying homage to, Microsoft Clippy, the OG of this kind of smart assistant. And, and Vox is there on one level. He's there to kind of, offer you helpful hints and kind of advice to get through the story.
But he's also really like a kind of emotional entry point into the game. When stuff's going wrong, Vox is sad, and when it's going well, he's really happy. So he's your connection visually to what's happening in the story.
We're 40 metres up, one of those external ladders, almost up at the main deck.
This clip comes right at the top of the story when Ethan and Amanda, the eco-warriors, are scaling a pretty treacherous ladder up the side of the oil rig. We really love this clip because it really shows off the immersive sound design and performances.
Close.
And so basically, everything you hear there was made by hand. The wind was us blowing. Maybe it was even the seagull us, probably. It's like
The seagull, I was the seagull.
Tom, in his other life, Tom was a seagull.
But then you pitch that up, you reverberate it, and that's actually a really authentic seagull sound. we actually became pretty obsessed with the sound design and creating something that felt super unique. I mean, for us, given that sound is such an important part of the game experience, we wanted the sound design and sound world to feel like one of the characters in the story and to have all this kind of eccentricity. And so we did actually end up in this kind of literally like a shed, surrounded by hunks of metal and glass and all these things that you would need to kind of recreate the sounds of a kind of an oil rig that is rusting and falling apart. And as you can see, it's a messy environment that actually was, we were just, clanging things together, smashing things together. And, plenty of blood was actually spilt because, it turns out the glass and metal that you're ripping apart is actually really sharp. I think our favourite example of almost how far we went, and maybe too far, was at one point we actually kind of set up and mic'd, a hug. And as you can imagine, it was a very subtle effect and probably totally pointless. But it does convey a sense of how deep we went in terms of trying to create sound that was, genuinely rich and authentic and really deep as well.
How deep is your hug?
Yeah, how deep is your hug? Yeah, pretty deep in this case.
Wind almost blew me away. Everything good down there? Amanda, you doing okay?
Best view in the house.
Just take it one step at a time. Thanks for waiting on the phone. Amanda, heights, they don't mix.
This is right at the beginning of the story, and you see a kind of quite a paternalistic dynamic in this couple where Ethan is very much in control and Amanda is sort of this follower.
I wish you could see this, Casey. A decaying forest of rusted machinery. You good, Amanda?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, Casey. We're back on schedule. Layout looks just like the plans. And so the lift should be right over...
There.
But what we love about the way that this pans out is through the twists and turns of this narrative, the power dynamic is totally reversed.
Give me the phone. I was hoping I could brute force this, but you were right, Casey. Looks like we need a name.
How about one of the security guys on duty?
You hear that, Casey? Knew my man was more than just a pretty face.
They're very much our kind of the emotional heart of our story. And as the story plays out, we hopefully fall in love with them. And as they carry through, we'll share their triumphs and we'll mourn their defeats and all of that.
Or we'll stab them in the back, which is totally an option.
It could happen too, yeah.
We need you to look on the website, sligoil.com.
That's Sligoil, Sligoil.
As if you need reminding, Casey. That 6-digit passcode from earlier should come in handy. We'll call you back.
In this clip, you'll also have noticed that they direct you to a website, and it's a real world website, and it's the website of Sligoil, this oil company. And interestingly, what we wanted to do was make this feel like a legit, plausible brackets parody of what an oil company is like. And yes, the site is built, the site is visitable, and there are all sorts of secret elements on that site you're going to have to, find your way through. One of the best things about that site is the fact that we work with the fashion photographer, Raphael Bliss. He took these really brilliant OTT corporate portraits of the entire board, so you kind of get to meet the baddies face to face, in all their kind of seedy glory. He's got just a really wonderful style that really lends itself to that flat, aggressive corporateness that you can see on other oil company websites that I will not mention for fear of being sued.
Our lips are sealed. So this clip is an example of some interactive gameplay. So before you join the heist with the Eco Warriors, you have to swear into a creepy eco cult.
By calling this number, you have submitted yourself for assessment. Repeat after us. I do solemnly pledge.
I do solemnly pledge. To do the bidding of the movement.
To sacrifice all that I am.
To sacrifice all that I am.
And the people I love most in this world.
And the people I love most in this world. I refuse to say what you want me to.
We did not catch that. Repeat after us. For the sake of our wounded Earth.
Pretty spooky.
What's really interesting about this clip is you can kind of see how voice interactions fundamentally work in this game. It's similar to the way you would have been interacting with Siri or Alexa. There is a kind of little audio prompt, a kind of and then you as the player have to say your piece. And in this example, you're repeating what they're telling you, but that really is just the start of the kind of things you have to do.
This is the security phone call for Rig 14.
We've almost seen the puzzles as almost like a kind of a workbook of all the possible things you could do with voice. So it's like, oh, this is about pitch. This one's about volume. This one's about, specific phrasing. This one's about repeating. This is about whatever. Singing. We've actually been quite methodical in almost trying to explode the whole idea of what a voice-controlled puzzle would be.
It
is
the end.
And one of the things we really enjoy about this is you're being made to say things that you don't really want to say necessarily. And the whole game is kind of structured around that. It's trying to almost like make you do things that are quite awkward and embarrassing that you would only really do in the kind of the comfort of your own home, whether that's shouting and screaming or singing or whatever it is. The game, because you have to speak, actually makes you as a player behave in quite an unexpected way. And we really like that.
And actually that was one of the important things. Like we really often play games in groups, and I think we were imagining this is something that could be done individually, but also could be done with a group of people, because it's got that sort of fun performative element to it.
Yeah, the creepiest party game of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
An old movie theater. Let's skip the popcorn. Give me directions out of here.
Go west.
So the game is structured around 7 treasure vaults, each with their own unique puzzle. We're not going to show any puzzles here because we don't want any spoilers, but this next clip is from inside one of the vaults. Ethan and Amanda, our eco-warriors, have just broken inside, and they found something kind of strange.
Sweet. An indoor beach.
Beach without water. I think you call this a desert.
All that's missing is a parasol and some cocktails.
And the wallet. Must be below the surface. Better get digging.
So that's it. Thank you so much to the London Games Festival for having us as part of the official selection and for giving us this platform to share our game with you. And of course, thank you to you for watching.
And if you like what you've seen, then please head straight to Steam and wishlist us now.
Can you hear a phone ringing?
How many billion?
Sligoyle, your power is in our hands.